So the first type of sequence that we learned about this week was arithmetic sequences, and those are linear. The next sequence is geometric, and geometric is exponential in nature. So in this case, we're going to be multiplying each term by a constant. So again, with this one, we're going to be multiplying. The arithmetic, we were adding. So this amount that we're multiplying each time is what we call the common ratio, and we're going to designate it with an R. And that's found by dividing any term by the term that precedes it. So let's take a look at some of these examples and figure out what the common ratio is. So for this first example, we're going to take 5 and we're going to divide it by the term in front of it. So our common ratio is then going to be R is equal to 5. Let's go ahead and skip to the last example here. In our last example, we've got -3, and we're going to divide that by 9. Our common ratio for this one, you might need your calculator. We're going to need to simplify, and when we're giving these common ratios, I don't want them in a decimal. I would want the common ratio as a simplified fraction. So -3 over 9 is going to simplify down to -1/3. Okay, so similar to the arithmetic sequences, I want you to take a look at these different sequences and determine which of these are geometric. And as you're going through, if you find that it's not geometric, then I'd want you to try to figure out if you think it's arithmetic. So in your Math Excel for this, there's a couple questions where it asks you to identify it as either geometric or arithmetic or neither. So in my first one, I'm going to take the second term and I'm going to divide it by the term in front of it, by the term that precedes it. So -2 divided by 1. So that's going to just be -2. And now while I'm determining whether something is geometric or arithmetic, I need to check for a pattern. So I'm going to at least want to do this one more time. So 4 divided by -2 is also -2. So for part A, yes, it is geometric, and my common ratio is -2. Let's take a look at letter B and see what we have there. So 5 divided by 3. Okay, so 5 over 3. And then we've got 7 divided by 5. Okay, so it doesn't look like B is geometric. So it's not geometric. But we can identify this. It looks like 3 to 5 and then 5 to 7. It looks like it's arithmetic. And in this case, we're going to have a common difference of 2. I'll let you go ahead and work through the last 3 examples there. My notes are posted so you can check your work on those. So here is the formula for calculating the an nth term. Again, this is our explicit formula. So this is the formula that we use if we want to kind of drop in on the sequence. If I say to you, what's the 150th term? You could substitute 150 in for n, and then in this equation, your A1 and your R would have been filled in, and that allows you to figure out any term. So again, in this, we've got A sub n is equal to A sub 1, so that's the first term, times the common ratio raised to the n minus 1 power. And the important thing to note here is that this common ratio to the n minus 1, that ratio is the only thing raised to the exponent. And then once you do that, then you multiply it by A sub 1. Okay. So find the explicit formula for the nth term of the geometric sequence whose common ratio is 1/3 and whose first term is 6. So A sub n is equal to my first term times my common ratio raised to the n minus 1 power. So that would be my formula. Now, unlike in the arithmetic, you would not distribute that 6 into the 1/3. This wouldn't be like 2 to the n minus 1 power. So make sure that you're not distributing that. Okay, so in this one, we want to find the 15th term. So before we do that, we want to set up our explicit formula. So for that explicit formula, we need our first term, which we have as -3. And then we also need our common ratio. So our common ratio is going to be a term divided by the term that precedes it. So in this case, my common ratio is -2. So my explicit formula is a sub n is equal to -3 times -2 to the n minus 1 power. So that's my explicit formula. And now to find the 15th term, I'm going to substitute 15 in for my n. So my 15th term is equal to -3 times -2 to the 15 minus 1 power. So now this is when I'm going to need to grab my calculator. And I'm going to do -3 to the -2 raised to the 14th power. So again, I'm going to do -2 raised to the 14th power, and then I'm going to multiply that by -3. And so my answer, my 15th term, is 49,152. And you'll notice these numbers are much bigger than they were with the arithmetic. And again, that's because this geometric sequence is an exponential type of equation, whereas my arithmetic was a linear equation. Okay, so this example, write the explicit formula for the nth term of a sequence and then find the 8th term. Okay, so my first term is 18. I need to find my common ratio. So my common ratio is take a term and divide it by the term that precedes it. Okay, so again, this is where we would want to grab our calculator. Our common ratio is 6/18. If that doesn't jump out to you as 1/3, the way you would do that is you would put it into your calculator 1 divided by 3, and then you would hit the math button, and then you would select fraction because you want it to put that into a simplified fraction for you. So now I'm going to go ahead and write my explicit formula. So a sub n is equal to 18 to the 1/3 raised to the n minus 1 power. So that's my explicit. And then it's asking me for my 8th term. So I'm going to use that formula. So 18, raised to the one-third, the 8 minus 1. Okay, so a sub 8, 1/3 raised to the 7th power. So I'm going to grab my calculator and do 1/3 to the 7th power. Okay, this is going to be a very small, in scientific notation, your calculator is probably going to give it to you something like 4.57 e to the -4th. So again, that's in scientific notation. Let's go ahead and multiply that by 18. And then you're going to get a decimal, 0.0. So a to the 8th is 0.008 blah, 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 blah. So we don't want a decimal like that. So again, I'm going to hit math, frac, to get that decimal turned into a fraction. So the answer you would want to give is 2/243. So if you're doing a Math Excel, for example, it's going to ask for it as a simplified fraction. Do not put this decimal or it's going to mark you incorrect. So again, make sure you put it into fraction form. Okay, so this is similar to a problem that we did with the arithmetic. I give you the first and the fourth, and I need you to find the second and the third terms. Okay, so for this one, let's start by finding we know our first term, so that's a good start. So our first term is 972. And then we need to find that common ratio. And the way we're going to find that, we're going to take a later term, and we're going to divide it by the term that precedes it. Okay, so we don't have the term right in front of 36, so we're going to have to do 36 divided by 972. And again, this is a perfect time to grab our calculators, and let's see what we get here. 972. Okay, so that's 1/27 is what it simplifies down. I put that in my calculator, and then I did math frac. All right, so now the thing is that ratio 1/27, the situation here is that we went 1, 2, 3 positions, right? So we had the fourth term minus the first term. So that was 3 positions. So what we're going to need to do here with this common ratio is take the third root. So your calculator, you're going to do math and then select that third root if you don't remember how to take the third root of 1/27. So your common ratio is going to be 1/3. So my explicit function, or my explicit formula rather, is 972 times 1/3 to the n minus 1 power. Now, in order to find the second and the third terms, I could put a 2 in for n and then a 3 in for n, or I could just take 972 and multiply it by 1/3 and get, for this term, I'm going to have my second term is 324, and then multiply it again by 1/3, and then get my third term is 108. Okay, my last example, write the explicit formula for the nth term of the geometric sequence given by the 9th term, so a sub n is equal to 1/2, and the 12th term is equal to 1/16. So this is just like the one before it, except maybe just a wee bit of a step up. So again, I'm going to proceed the same way. I'm going to try to find my common ratio first. So my common ratio is going to be 1/16. I'm going to take my farther along one and then divide it by my earlier term. So divided by 1/2. Remember, when we're dividing fractions, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So that's this piece, reciprocal. So my ratio here is going to be 1/8. And then from 12 to 9, I'm going 3 spaces. So I'm going to take the third root. So my ratio is going to be 1/2. Okay, so now my issue is I need to figure out what my first term is. I'm going to have to back into that. So I'm going to start by writing my explicit formula. A sub n is equal to my first term times my common ratio raised to the n minus 1 power. I don't know what my first term is, but I do have my 12th term and I've got my 9th term. So I'm going to go ahead and work with my 9th term. So my 9th term, my a sub 9 is 1/2. So 1/2 is equal to, again, I'm trying to solve for that a sub 1, and then I'm going to have 1/2 to the 9, because remember that was my 9th term, 9 minus 1 power. Okay, I'm going to grab my calculator. I'm going to do 1/2 to the 8th power. And then I'm going to have to divide both sides by that, right? Because I want to get a sub 1 all by itself. So then I'm going to have 1/2 divided by that big decimal. It's not actually a big decimal, it's 0.0039. And it turns out that my a sub 1 is equal to 128. Alrighty, so wrapping up this last problem, a sub n is equal to 128 times 1/2 to the n minus 1 power. And that's it. All right, as always, reach out if you need any help from me. I've got a Zoom call scheduled for us on Wednesday otherwise. Take care.